TCU opens the season with a 70-7 win over Stephen F. Austin, and when you looked at the defensive box scores, would you have picked Traven Howard and Montrell Wilson to be your top two tacklers with 9 tackles apiece in this game?
You know, I might have picked Montrell Wilson just because he was a starter linebacker, and that's a spot that's going to get tackles. But Traven Howard came in and he really opened Gary Patterson's eyes. I'm sure he knew what he could do, but he was really impressed today. He kept saying he made an unbelievable play about this, an unbelievable play about that. So he even is ready, almost put him in the starting lineup next week. So that's pretty impressive for a guy to be able to move into a new spot, prepare to start on short notice, and play like that.
Howard's a guy who saw limited action in all 13 games last season, and his only other offer besides TCU was UTSA. Go figure. But yeah, Patterson, a person who normally isn't, who plays close to the vest on who's going to start, was about ready to name him his Sand linebacker next week. The other news coming out of this game, though, was the loss of Kenny Iloka, maybe even for the season. What do you see in the people that stepped in to fill his spot and the job that Patterson now has to do in losing another person as a part of this defensive core?
He does have a job on his hands, and it may end up being one of the best of his career. But, you know, he's got some skill here on the defensive side of the ball. He talked about that even in the spring. He knew he'd have a faster unit, a more athletic unit. I don't know if he expected to have to go this deep in the bag, but the guys that he's playing are showing the speed he wants, and they're showing the aggressiveness he wants. I'm sure he's got enough there to work with. But it's like he said, it's going to be a wild 10 games from here on out.
And the SMU game isn't necessarily looking like the kind of piece of cake it might have seemed like before the season with what Chad Morris has done. And then they follow up with the Texas Tech game, which really might be one of the toughest tests in Lubbock, toughest test of the season that they have this year. Yeah,
these are two offenses that are going to test you here in the next 2 weeks, but you know, you're going to have to face them sometime. You might as well get ready now.
Well, TCU starts off the home slate with a victory, and be sure to check StarTelegram.com for all the best recaps and videos from tonight's game.